Subaru has been having shaky legs in the past few years here in the US. Most of their vehicles have been dwindling in terms of sales figures, and the brand has slowly but surely been dropping out of favor. This is why Subaru CEO Atsushi Osaki decided to turn around the brand and its image by introducing a heap of completely new models. Join us and let's check out how the rally legend will get back on track as Subaru CEO reveals 3 upcoming Subaru models for 2024 and shakes up the whole industry. Number 3. Subaru Brat. With the compact pickup truck segment blooming rapidly, most customers have been surprised at the fact that only a handful of manufacturers decided to make their entries to the segment. Well, Subaru is about to change that, as they're about to revive their Subaru Brat namesake. The Brat was a fairly popular, quirky, and extremely fun-to-drive small pickup truck. It was in production from 1978 to 1992, and during its run, it managed to raise a cult following that keeps on going to this day. Just like the old Brat, the new generation will be an inexpensive, fun, and extremely capable vehicle that'll compete against the likes of the incredibly popular Ford Maverick. This might be disheartening to hear, as the Maverick has managed to achieve a cult following. However, we believe that there's a good chance that the Brat will bite off a fair chunk of the Maverick's possible customers. For starters, unlike the Maverick, the Subaru Brat will be able to confidently conquer off-road terrain. The Maverick, albeit a good all-purpose vehicle, isn't exactly a good off-roader. For starters, it shares its platform with the Ford Escape, which isn't exactly something that comes up when you think of an off-road SUV. Second of all, the Maverick Hybrid is also front-wheel drive exclusive, which is a major disappointment for us. The Brat, on the other hand, will share its underpinnings with the Subaru Forester. This means that, for starters, we'll be getting all-wheel drive as standard, and not just any road-adaptive all-wheel drive, but a drivetrain that can perform solidly in harsh off-road conditions. Also, the Brat will use a Boxer 4 engine like all Subarus do. Boxer 4 engines have a big advantage over regular inline 4 engines, and that's because of the low center of gravity. This means that the car will roll considerably less than if it had a regular inline 4, which will allow it to maintain exceptional on-road performance. In fact, if it manages to retain the Forester's driving characteristics, we can be sure that the Brat will beat out the Maverick on the pavement too. Another key benefit is, and we can't believe we're saying this, the dependability of the Brat. Yes, we know, the Boxer 4 is prone to head gasket failure, but at least it won't catch fire, which can't be said for the 2.5 hybrid drivetrain found in the Maverick. If the Brat shares its equipment palette with the Forester, Subaru will etch out another win for themselves. The Maverick has received numerous complaints on how underwhelmingly under-equipped they can be for their lower trim levels. This is why Subaru needs to offer more for less. Finally, the Brat will be exceptionally well-priced compared to the Maverick. You can expect the base model to cost less than the Maverick, and this is because it'll sit on a smaller, less expensive platform than the Maverick. Still, for the money, you'll be getting a better driving, much more capable, and infinitely more interesting vehicle. We honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Brat manages to steal Maverick customers who are looking for a compact, affordable, but still proper ranch and outback workhorse. One of the Brat's biggest problems, though, is the fact that it's expected to be a 2-door pickup truck, which will make it considerably more situational than the Maverick. There's no reason to despair, though, as the next entry on our list will most certainly improve on these faults. Number 2. Subaru Baja. Subaru is really on a revival spree when it comes down to their pickup trucks. Some of you might remember the original Subaru Baja, which was a compact pickup truck that sat atop the Subaru Outback's platform. Well, just like the original, the upcoming Subaru Baja will also be based on the venerable Outback. This means that we'll be getting a combination of a comfortable cruiser that's also capable of carrying a hefty amount of stuff in the back. Since the Outback is larger than the Escape, we could expect the Baja to be considerably roomier from the inside than the Maverick. We could also expect to see a larger truck bed, which will make it more practical than the Maverick. Once again, the Baja will be considerably more capable both off-road and on the road compared to the Maverick, courtesy of its rugged underpinnings, rally heritage, and very tall ride height. The base engine for the Subaru Baja will be the 2.5 Boxer 4, which produces around 190 horsepower. Pretty healthy, but not really peppy. If it's performance you're after, then you'll have to check out the 2.4 turbocharged Boxer 4. This is the same unit used in the WRX, only slightly detuned to 247 horsepower. And once again, thanks to the Boxer 4 and also its longer and wider wheelbase, the Baja is expected to run circles around the Maverick on the road. Granted, it won't be faster than the 2.0 EcoBoost version, but we'd trade the extra power for a more interesting driving experience, as the Maverick is, without a doubt, a fairly dull car. Finally, there have been mentions of a hybrid version, but those are yet to be confirmed. If Subaru were to offer a hybrid, that would be a definite bullseye for the company, as they'd manage to go neck and neck with the Maverick in every single way possible. But what needs to be noted is the fact that the added practicality and capability of the Baja means that it'll be a bit more expensive than the Maverick. Nothing substantial, but we could expect it to be a grand or two pricier than the Blue Oval's breadwinner. Still, we believe that's a fair price for getting an actually usable truck in the compact truck segment. Also, the fact that you can choose between a 4-door Baja and a 2-door Brat makes Subaru's market presence all the more impactful and noticeable, as they'll be able to tether all kinds of customers. Number 1. Subaru WRX STI. It's safe to say that most of Subaru's problems arose when they decided to abandon their rally heritage by discontinuing the Impreza WRX STI. The outgoing generation of the Impreza was the first one to completely lack the namesake. Subaru stated that they did this because of the lower demand for sporty sedans and hatchbacks. But by taking a look at how drastically worse the sales got after they quit making them, it's safe to say that Subaru made a major miscalculation. Well, the recently released new generation of the Subaru Impreza will most likely offer the STI to the public once again. For starters, the new generation Impreza has been improved upon the last one in terms of suspension and driving dynamics, borrowing a bunch of stuff from the second generation Subaru WRX. This makes it an ideal basis for further improvement and increasing both the handling and performance of the vehicle. The new generation is, thanks to it being a hatchback, considerably more compact and significantly lighter than the previous generation. This will give the upcoming WRX a significant advantage over the current model. Plus, the STI is expected to be even lighter, while also offering stiffer, sportier suspension and a much more engaging drive. Another difference will be the powertrain. Just like the current generation, the upcoming WRX STI is expected to use the 2.4 turbocharged boxer engine. But unlike the current gen, the upcoming WRX is expected to have increased power output, punching out around 300 horsepower. The STI version is expected to have an even higher power output, making it a road menace, just like its predecessors were. However, the biggest change that is said to happen with the WRX STI is the fact that it'll most likely utilize a hybrid drivetrain. This means that the vehicle will have additional low-end torque while also being considerably more frugal in the city. It also shows Subaru's willingness to create new vehicles that are proud of their heritage but are not ashamed of experimenting with new things. As of now, the second generation Subaru WRX is still being sold to the public. However, different sources have stated that the third generation is right around the corner. That STI is all but guaranteed to happen with it. The upcoming third generation WRX is expected to hit the market either in 2024 or 2025, with the WRX STI following very shortly. What we adore the most about this announcement is Subaru's blend of heritage and modernity. The STI will serve both as a throwback to the past and a gateway to Subaru's completely new and modern approach to vehicles. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.